Splash, where Fonz finally shook PowPow's like overbearing like win record on him and got a win. He eliminated PowPow from Smash and Splash.
Because this is a classic Wisconsin matchup.
Yeah,
these guys play, fairly often.
And I would say that these guys are also two of the fastest improving people in Wisconsin. Like Fonz went from like number 8 to number 6 to now probably like top 5 on the PR. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I would say I voted him in my top 5.
Yeah, he's very, very good, and he's improving all the time. And PowPow, on the other hand, is now, had a really good spring season. And his summer season has started off similarly strong, where he's only lost one set the entire season so far. He's, I think, 15 or 16-1 total, so he's also on fire. Should be a very good, very volatile matchup.
And this matchup has happened a lot. These guys are going to be able to make reads on each other that, it just comes from playing with the same person like quite a bit. They know how each other plays, and I don't know. They're probably going to be able to do a lot of things. That,
I thought he had the jab reset there. That would have been death for PowPow if Fonz would have had that. I'm really surprised that he didn't actually. It looked like perfect timing, but...
And the match is dead even.
Yeah.
Dead even.
Oh, and that's something that Fonz loves to do, is to go for those fairs. Sometimes he gets him in troubles, but sometimes it gives him magic.
Nice. Hits him with a down air up high, and that hurts.
Yeah, found himself in a bad position being that high up in the air.
Yeah. That's what happens when you whiff. Smash 4 punishes really hard.
Yeah. So PowPow's, that's one thing that he's been really good at, though, is finding kills. Like, that was his biggest weakness before, is that he was building all this damage and not able to get kills. Now, really, really improved his kill win condition game.
And Fonz is going to be looking for, classic Mario stuff. Try to get a grab, hit him with some up stuff, hit him with some back airs maybe. Spice it up with a landing down air just like that. Why not?
Oh, good thing that Mario has that little bit of has all those hitboxes, because it clanked with that spring. Otherwise, it would have been bad news. But a back air, like you said.
Oh, there you go.
So one thing that we see actually from both these players is a lot of patience when they're coming back from getting a KO. Like, they're not just jumping right into the action. They're using that revival platform to catch their breath, reset and go right back into it. And now again, we see a pretty much dead even matchup right now.
The thing is, this game is happening like pretty fast. Both of these players are just kind of going in on each other, and they're also having to figure out how to adjust. At this really fast pace. So.
And PowPow, went from being even to having a pretty big lead here. So as long as he plays carefully, he has, this is his game to lose at the moment.
And this is tough. Like, how do you play the neutral against Sonic? A lot of the times is the real question. And how is this Sonic going to play his neutral?
Oh, apparently going to forward smash you in the face.
And he gets the classic Mario down throw, but just a up air out of it.
And Fonz catching the auto cancer there, that spring up into down air down.
All right, now this is looking a lot better for Fonz.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Back throw, though.
Is that going to take it?
Uber platform helps him out, though. They're moving to the left.
Does it a little early.
And that's another smart thing that Fonz does a lot, is he mixes up his recovery, going early and late a lot with his up B.
Fonz doing the smart thing and staying way back.
Oh, doesn't get the final connection on that up air. That would have spelled doom for Fonz, but
and these turnaround up smashes, they're he turns them around so they come out a little bit earlier, and then you can do out of shield back air, or things like that. So I like that from Fonz. Plus it's the big meaty hitbox guaranteed. So.
Yeah, he's having some trouble getting the final hit of up air to link, though. He's missed 2 of them now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it only takes 1.
Right. And there's an up smash, and that'll take care of game 1, going over to Fonz's court. Now, I will say that every time that they've met, I believe, has all been 2 out of 3s. This is a 3 out of 5. All of top 8 is 3 out of 5 here at Madtown SmackDown this time. So PowPow has some time to adjust.
Yeah, and he's a smart kid. He knows this game pretty well, so I'm sure he'll figure out how to play the neutral better, or
and that's one thing
spin
too,
around better or something.
PowPow is really good at making adjustments. Like, he went down at Push More Buttons. He went down 2-0 against Ned, who is likely going to be the #1 player in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then brought it back to 2-2 in the set. So, like, he's good at making adjustments. He's good at realizing what mistakes he's making and all that kind of stuff. So I expect this to be a long set, probably our first non-3-0.
Well, Fonz is usually the underdog, and he just took game 1, so we'll see how PowPow adjusts and what his counter pick will be.
Going into Omega Windy Hill Zone to get that sweet Sonic music.
Dealing with Sonic on FD is always kind of tough.
It really is. But, I mean, Fonz is good at it. He knows that he can land with fireballs, and that'll stop a lot of Sonic's approaches. He also knows that that he hasn't used it yet, but that cape is a really powerful tool against Sonic, and that's actually one of the reasons that PowPow has to play so carefully, because the more times he finds himself off stage, the more susceptible he is to getting caped and losing a stock because of it. Two chains. What are we seeing so far?
A lot of neutral going on. Okay, there we go. Fonz connects to the up air, back air. It's a classic Mario out of throw combo.
Oh, wow. And right there, and actually PowPow reacted to it too. Fonz very smartly going with that multi-hitbox down air to stop the up air from finishing.
Now, PowPow's really got to watch out for getting down air again like he did in game 1. That was really kind of an unfortunate way to lose that stock, especially when you're trying to go in on someone, do a pretty reliable combo, and you die.
Oh, wow, and that kills Mario.
Speaking of pretty reliable.
Yeah.
All right, charges his Super Mario Sunshine thingy.
Flood.
Flood, thank you. Wonder how effective it would be against Sonic. I feel like they pretty much always sweet spot.
Like, here's the thing with Sonic and like his Flood interaction is that if he doesn't sweet spot, he's boned. If he gets too far away horizontally, he's boned. So like, if Fonz uses it correctly, like in concert with the cape, like it could be a very powerful tool. And again, the more that he finds himself off stage, the danger it is for PowPow.
And see, there Fonz tried to call out a sweet spot with a trump, but he just did it a little too early. So he's definitely looking for different ways to get the kill.
His down airs right now, though, are super on point, our Fonz's.
Yeah, and the thing is, yeah, you took one game from spamming jump cancel.
Oh, and that's a dead Fonz.
Oh, that's a good game. He was getting those earlier in doubles. His springs are one of the things that PowPow does best.
Yeah, that's part of his game that he's really improved is his edge guarding game. He was always for the longest time just sort of letting people back on for free because he didn't want to risk himself out there. And all of a sudden it turned the corner, and now he's really utilizing the spring to great effect.
I was wondering, I saw it on, I think it was Even Matchup Gaming.
Sure.
Which one was the tournament where PowPow, the commentator called it out? Oh, he's going to need a down air or something like that.
Yeah, that was at the Minnesota monthly. I think it was like either the December or January monthly.
Yeah.
And it was going into the final seconds of the match, and it was on Dreamland actually. And PowPow was down against Dexter. And it was actually Plague, our number 9 on our PR, who just got announced, who was commentating. And he said, PowPow needs something here. He needs to get like a down air spike. And then it was like 5, 4, and then Dexter was coming back to the stage, and PowPow got him with the down air, and it was like the commentator's blessing for PowPow.
Well, he's pretty clutch, so.
Yeah, it was a very clutch moment, and that's one thing again that PowPow has been working on is his mental game, including his clutch factor. And right now, there's not a lot of people in Wisconsin that have a bigger clutch factor than PowPow.
Yeah, the thing is, PowPow is great because obviously he's a top tier player. He's gonna be able to do all the tough stuff, be able to hit you wherever he wants to. But he's also really hard to play against. He's really patient and
right.
Yeah. He's always improving, and he's not going to he's not going to throw games away.
No,
I don't think I've ever seen PowPow throw a game away in my life.
Yeah, and even if he loses a stock early, he never is just gives up on it. Like he always keeps working and keeps plugging away at he's thinking that he can make the comeback. So it's indicative of a very strong mental game. Now, I did mention earlier that there's not a lot of people with a bigger clutch factor than PowPow. Mm-hmm. The only person in Wisconsin that may have a bigger clutch factor than PowPow is Fonz. Fonz has pulled off some incredible comebacks and gotten some incredible dunks. So watch as this match goes forward to see if we can see one of Fonz's highlight moments.
I mean, he figured it out game 1, so.
Definitely down a little bit right now, so he's going to have to find this kill.
The thing is, the way we play this game, there's not a lot of stocks to have to take away. So the thing is, it only takes a couple reads. It only takes, a couple turnaround up smashes. Space correctly, and, game 1 or game 2 is yours.
Right. But right now we're seeing a big lead from PowPow. Fonz has got to find an adjustment to his gameplay if he wants to stay in this.
Yeah, the thing is, if you end up playing Sonic for too long and you can't take a stock, you're in trouble.
Right. Yeah.
He's going to beat you in the neutral a lot.
Yeah, and not only was Sonic going to beat you in the neutral, but he's got a lot of very strong damage-dealing tools. Like, that's one of Sonic's biggest strengths is damaging people.
Oh, and there you go.
So
perfectly spaced forward smash. Just saw Fonz was getting impatient and wanted to try to air dodge through him and recover. And
that's actually one thing that that Fonz normally really excels at is his patience and his spacing game. Like, it's normally very, very good. And right now he just kind of seems like he's, you know, slightly like 2 inches to the left of his game plan.
The thing is, there was just a lot of pressure. Having to make decisions really, really fast just really affects the decisions you end up making. So I don't know. It's a lot of pressure from PowPow. So good game.
So after, you know, winning game one, Fonz now finds himself 1 game away from the loser's bracket.
You know what I like that PowPow does? He just, what is it, pivot trotting? Can we just call it dash dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just dash dances back and forth. I like the hard one. Looks
yeah,
really
like
fun.
it's
really
I mean, it's technically called fox trotting. But yeah, I mean, it's pseudo dash dancing. Like, because dash dancing.
Doesn't he do the one that he cancels it, like brings it stick back to neutral, and like you know, like all the Falcons do, just back and forth. Anyway, the point is, it looks pretty fancy. So good for you.
Good job, PowPow.
I just, you know,
shout outs.
Little personality.
And again, we're seeing another very open, very even opening to this game.
Well, the thing is, this is right, you know, around where PowPow, the percentages, he kind of starts to take control.
Right.
So we'll see if that happens again.
Tries to gimp him with that spring, going for maybe a stage spike, but on sweet spots the edge.
Keeps it even.
This is like the 4th time I've seen even percentages.
Oh, the down air. He's really got to watch himself.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him actually exclaim once earlier, did PowPow, when he got hit by that down air that high up in the air.
The thing is, he's gotten hit by that twice since that's happened. So.
And there's another good example, actually I should say bad example, of Fonz's spacing. Like, normally it's super on point, but he got shield grab there off of a back air, which is not something that normally happens to him.
Sonic just capitalized on a nice.
There's a pivot up smash, and that'll take stock 1 for the first time since game 1.
Gets the turnaround and everything.
Yeah, his pivot up smash is redonkulous.
Oh, and there it goes. Equalizer. And we got some neutral, and we got some other percentages. Let's see if we'll get anything off this down air. He didn't cancel the last hit into the ground. I mean, he really couldn't, but if he had, he might have been able to continue that combo a little bit.
Right. And really what I'm seeing from PowPow here, now that, you know, he lost the stock first, but so, you know, he's winning in percent right now.
Oh, called the cross-up roll, by the way.
He's just waiting for PowPow is just waiting for Fonz to make mistakes. Like, if Fonz would just slow it down, like slow his roll.
Yeah, slow his roll.
He would probably be doing a lot better.
It's just hard to play someone who keeps their distance and stays in the zone where they have the advantage so well.
Oh, nice. Good back air.
That's close. He can't eat another one of those.
Yeah, well, good thing he had his jump. He actually waited till the last second to possibly to use it.
Footstools for a little safer recovery.
I think that was just on accident, actually.
I hope not. I'd like to think he did it on purpose.
So up air here. Not going to kill, but another one will if he can get it to finally link. He hasn't really had a lot of success with the second hit of it.
Gets a grab. This is what he's looking for.
Oh, wow, and he had the read, too. Like, he waited him out and everything.
Oh, okay. Bread and butter.
So this is actually pretty much on either person right now.
Oh, calls a roll. Doesn't get anything out of the down.
Oh, he's an F smash. Straight up F smash. Hypno punches him between the eyes.
Well done, PowPow.
And PowPow will take it 3-1.
He just did a really, really good job of spacing, not only knowing when Fonz was going to approach, but spacing it and punishing really hard.
Right.
So that's what that was.
So yeah, that was winner semis side 1. We're going to have the other side coming up right after we make our announcement of PR number 8. To recap, we've had 3 honorable mentions: Flashfire, Dro, and 2 Chains.